Good evening and welcome to Safari TV. My name is Herman and we're sitting around a nice and warm fire here in the beginning of winter in the Sabi Sands and Juma Game Reserve. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for joining the PM Safari this afternoon with Jared and Catherine. And as you guys might know, I was the one in the director's chair, and now I am this side of the camera and this side of the director's chair, which is a bit different for me because as you guys might know, cameras are actually my thing. And that's why I decided to have three very special guests this evening. Three brothers, all three of them have the surname of Sony, and I'm going to start from the left. We've got PD150, we've got V1 and the NX5. And before you guys think that this is going to be a tech talk for half an hour, I promise it won't be. I just quickly want to run through basically your eyes. Everything that you guys have been seeing for the last 3 years has been through either one of these three cameras. And I'm going to start with the most recent one, the one I enjoy the most playing around with, the NX5. And I hope it doesn't mind if I pick it up. And got a beautiful camera here. As you can see, it's bigger than the other two. And what makes this camera quite special is, of course, that it's full high definition. And instead of using a tape, which I don't have with me at the moment, this camera actually uses two memory cards, the same kind of cards you would put in your stills camera, and it records a little card, records about 90 minutes. We have two of those, and that's how we record the 3 hours drive we have in the mornings and in the afternoons. And then that footage just gets plugged into one of our Macs, and that's where Alex works with it and makes our daily Safari TV diaries. For those of you who don't know what the Safari TV diaries is, please be sure to check it out on YouTube, on the Wild Earth channel on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. And you can also subscribe to it on iTunes by just searching for Wild Earth. But let's go to the next camera, which I used for a very, very long time. This is the Sony V1. And even when I got here, it wasn't working absolutely 100%. You can see there's a bit of tape there at the moment. This is our third camera at the moment, and with the other two, we've got two of these NX5s that I just showed you. And if they both are not working, we use this baby, and it's got a bit of a tape here just to keep the mic in place, which isn't on at the moment. This camera works with a tape, and when I got here, we always used to shoot with it on auto iris. And for those of you who don't know what that means, you're welcome to go and Google it. I'm not going to go through all the technical terms because I might start to bore a few people. But yeah, we had to shoot on auto iris because the iris wheel wasn't working as good as it could be. And then my favorite camera, the first time I went on a bushwalk, and the first time a live bushwalk was done, was with this camera, the Sony PD150. It is not high definition, and I'm going to ask Alex just to quickly put up a picture of me holding this camera with a big elephant behind me, so you guys can see how our walking equipment, which some of our new viewers might not know at all, a while back, about I think 2 years ago, we did live game walks as well, and we were the first people to do that. So this was the camera we used when we would go out on walks, and then the Sony V1 would be the camera we used for game drives. Okay, enough of camera stuff. I can talk about this for quite some time, and I sometimes wonder why I'm not sitting where Mark is sitting. Mark tonight is doing the camera work, and Alex is directing, and my name, as I said, is Herman Gerber. Last night I decided on, or I thought about what more can I talk to you guys about, what would you be interested in, and I thought back about the time I've spent here with Wild Earth and Safari TV, and there's been quite some interesting things happening. I remember when I got here, the Gari Waterhole, where we now have the camera, and hopefully soon we'll have 2 cameras. And for those of you who haven't noticed, we also have stereo sound at the moment, so be sure to put those earphones on and you'll be able to hear stereo sound. All of that was quite a bit different when I got here the first time. We had a little pan, because the Gari Waterhole, as we know it now with all the hippos in it, was totally dry. So we only had this little pan that was pumped with water every now and then. And the animals used to, not many of them at a time, but we had quite a few animals spending a time around this little pan. And last night I put a Facebook message out and asked you guys to share with me some of your most memorable moments over the last 3 years. What was the things that, if you think about Wild Earth and Safari TV, what are the things that come up first? Those special moments that we could share with you live. And sometimes in the morning I wake up and I think about again how cool it is that we can share this beautiful place with all of you, and it's as if you are there with us. Whatever you see, like I'm sitting now around the fire, is 100% live. I'm going to go through some of the comments you guys shared with me. I think there was some really great stuff, and let me start with Brenda Taylor, who replied to my question of what is the most memorable moments, those special moments that we shared live. She's saying, so many moments, Herman. Most poignant moment was when Peter got the radio message that Wonky had died. And for those of you who don't know Wonky was a beautiful elephant with one of his tusks were curled up like almost like a kudu horn. And this elephant had the most amazing temperament. You'd be able to get up to it very close. And I'm going to ask Alex now just to show one picture of Leishan that some of you might not know was sitting in the foreground, and this elephant got so close that it was absolutely amazing experience. I'm going to also ask Alex to go through some of the other photos of Wonky, and as you heard, as I just said, fortunately a while back, about a year ago, Wonky left us. He was killed natural causes by another big elephant bull, and you might be seeing at the moment some of the pictures of this absolutely amazing elephant. And then Brenda's also saying the glimpse of the brown hyena was something very special. Also about a year ago we had the privilege to go out on a drive, and Rexon and Peter was on the vehicle, and the next moment we saw a brown hyena, which is something you actually don't see in the Sabi Sands. We also were very privileged to share it with all of you. We caught it live on camera, and I think if you go into the archives, if you go to the Wild Earth website and you search the hotspots for brown hyena, they might come up a few hits, and then please go and have a look at that if you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about at the moment. I'm going to go to Marie. Marie is saying there are a lot of unforgettable moments. For me, it was the first Wild Earth drive I watched. Peter met up with Wonky and spent the afternoon just hanging out with him. Wonky was such an amazing elephant, so calm and gentle, and we all miss him. And that's very true, Marie. I think those of us that had the privilege of meeting Wonky surely do miss him quite often, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more elephants that will also get so used to our vehicle that we could almost see the bond between the animal and the human, and between all of you. I'm going to go through this quite. Thank you very much for all the messages. Just quickly want to scan through one of two, and this one from Heather is one of the things she's saying that was absolutely amazing. Of course, is Karula and the boys. So many times in a playful, very playful. And those of you who don't know Karula and Mishu and Induna, they are the 3 leopards that we spend quite a bit of time with at the moment. Karula is the mother. She was also the mother of Saseka and Tingana. Her first litter and her second litter is now Mishu and Induna. And those of you who have joined us only recently might not have seen these cubs. I mean, they are still cubs, they're sub-adults now. But I would like Alex just to play a few pictures of when Mishu and Induna were still very, very small cubs, just after Rexon actually found them with Simon on the vehicle for the first time. So let's have a look at those pictures. While we're looking at some of the pictures, I just want to read something that Kathy said. Kathy saying, I haven't been around long enough for some of the moments mentioned in the under the message I sent on Facebook, which I'm sorry about, she says, but I remember so well the first time I saw Karula and the boys. This feeling just came over me that this was real. I was seeing this like it was there. Those beautiful faces and eyes. This was the real deal, and it was emotional for me. And I think that's something a lot of us shared in. This is very, very real, and being able to share this with all of you is something truly amazing. And I still have quite a bit of people sharing their favorite moments with us. I want to share with you one from Art Reed saying there's a ton of good ones above me, but I have to say the first time I tuned in, the first time I tuned in and saw a leopard live in my own chair, and that magic afternoon, the last time Peter and Lishan were with the leopards, Mishu made a run on the Impala, and each of the cats came up to the jigger. It was a drive that I could never forget. So there was a lot of amazing moments, and we have these leopards coming very, very close to our vehicle, and it's almost as if they recognize us. It's almost as if when they're so close to us, they sometimes make eye contact, and they're very relaxed around our vehicle. To come back to my friend all the way on the left, the PD150 was the camera I used when we did the first live bushwalk, and it was myself and Peter, and we had Graham in camp. He was doing the directing that morning, and I must tell you guys, before I came to the Sabi Sands Game Reserve, I've never lived out in the wild. I actually haven't ever gone out on a bushwalk in a Big 5 area, so this was something very new to me. A few days before we actually did this live broadcast that so many of you saw and shared with us, myself and Peter went into the drainage line just behind me, and we actually got an elephant bull there, and we just spent some time, and Peter tried to explain to me what we would do in the case that let's say the elephant got a bit aggressive and started coming towards us. But before that, I've never been on foot with any of the Big 5 animals. And this morning, as I said, Graham was here in final control. We drove out with a jigger. We put all our bushwalk kit on, which you saw earlier in the picture with me with a camera in my hand, and also basically a transmitter. It was an antenna just above my head, and we got everything ready, and we spent some time with this elephant herd quite a distance from us. And as we sat there, and Peter spoke through the motions and what they were doing, the one matriarch, or not the matriarch, just one of the very, very big cows, decided that they want to come a little bit closer to have a look at us. So she started running towards us, and Peter, we stood our ground, and he in quite a deep and loud voice, he told her that we're just here to not to harm her at all. But she came closer, and the next moment, I was still standing at the place where I was supposed to, and the next moment the whole herd came running straight for us. And at that time, adrenaline, of course, was pumping, and I just thought that I'm just going to listen to what this guy is telling me. What Peter is telling me at that time was that I should just, looking at me and without words, he was telling me that I should just stay calm, and that he will tell me what the next thing I must do. I stood there for a while, and when the whole herd came charging towards us, Peter told me to go up on a termite mound. So I was walking back for a little bit, and as I saw the elephants coming closer, I turned around, ran up the termite mound, and at the end, the elephants came around us, stood in a half circle, and was actually very relaxed. So that was truly an amazing experience, and I would like to, for you, some of you that weren't there that day, share that with you. I'm going to play the video of the first live bushwalk, but please, it wasn't recorded on the camera itself at that time. I actually forgot to press the record button, and we were just it was actually just caught from someone that was watching it as well. So there's going to be a lot of breakups, and it almost looks, for those of you who have seen the movie Blair Witch, it almost looks a bit Blair Witch, but don't be alarmed. I'm still sitting here, and Peter is in Namibia, and we were totally unharmed after the experience. But I want you to all just share this moment with us, the first live bushwalk with Wild Earth.
Wider, or not sitting, sorry, we're sitting. I'm still thinking of a few different things. These elephants are now spread out a little bit more, probably about an area 3 times as large as what they were at earlier. Now, while we're waiting for them, I just want to walk back further. I want to see how far we can get again, just in terms of the terrain. And then I'm going to find us a perfect seat, maybe even this one again. I just want to quickly know how far we can still have you with us 100% and talk to you and see these ellies and just know what we can do on foot here. Let's quickly try a little bit. Right.
Can we have Herman stay in one place and ultimately walk off a little, because it's when Herman moves that the problem kicks in.
Yeah, from Graham, I'm just going to see there's a very good place not far behind us. I want to see if we can get good signal from there. That's where I'd like to.
Yep.
Cool. Guys, like I was saying, obviously we've got a herd of elephants here, so that's going to be what we spend our time around. We just enjoy that space with them, but I just want to see what we can do. So let's just walk a little bit, see how far we can go that way. Guys, and what you're looking at the moment, this female just coming out to have a bit of a look at what we're doing. That's the collared female. She's not the matriarch. As far as I know from previous experience with this herd, she's the second in charge, but certainly one of the 2 biggest cows in the group. Let's just move a little bit. No threat there, but I just want to see what we can do. Wait, come on. It's okay. Hey, 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 hey! Not bothering you. Okay, guys, all we're going to do is just walk a little bit further back that way. She's just communicating with us. So let's move that way. Hey! 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 Herman, go that way. Towards that termite mound. Termite mound. Please tell me you can still hear me, Graham. Can you still hear me? I'm at termite mound, Herman. Okay, don't worry, guys. More importantly, can everyone else hear me? Okay, guys, I know that was quite intense. If you just stand on it so much, you're 100% safe there. These ellies are just communicating to us. They're a little bit unsure what's going on. They weren't attacking us. Now, obviously, this was not our first plan for the first live walk ever, but it certainly is part of the experience. And if you can go right on top there, we're not bothering you. And you're amazing. Really. There's the matriarch. You see the guy second from the right. Hey! Come on. We're hearing you. Herman, keep yourself steady there. Go further up. Watch out, that's a buffalo thorn. You'll get stuck in that. Have a look at this amazing view. Herman, you're doing very, very well. But I know this is probably quite an experience for you. Of them. Look at the little one playing on the left there, on the far left of the group. Look at the grouping, how they formed. The matriarch in the front. She's the female with the long tusk and the slightly shorter one. I've been with this herd before where I've sat down on the ground with them and all came and stood in a half moon around me. It's the same herd, took photos of it. They're just also not sure what's going on. They're a bit curious. And guys, I know that was a bit intense, but it was just a behavioral thing. And a little fork-tailed drongo with him as well. And what an amazing view. Just look at that sighting. Actually, let me get out of the frame there. The whole herd spread out. We're sitting in a perfectly safe place now. We're up in a big termite mound. Worst case scenario, Herman, I'll ask you to move back further. You did very well earlier. You moved nice and fast. Know what we always say with the camera work. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If need be, we're going to go further back into the thick stuff there. Come now. We're not messing with you. We've given you your space. Throw a bit of dust around. Come on. There we go. A little bit more of a relaxed mood there now. Look at the younger one coming around. Yes, we're just curious about you as well. We didn't mean to disturb you. Very, very well. The one on the two. Okay, so I need to. Broken left tusk. Can you stand up straight? That's 10 out straight. We don't want to move from here. Graham, not that far. Is it getting better now? Herman's just stood up taller.
Peter, we're all a little nervous over here, and all over the world. Maybe we should just move backwards a little bit towards the vehicle. The picture's coming right now again, but it was quite bad there for a while.
Okay, Graham, just where we're sitting at the moment is the best spot safety-wise. I'll explain it again just now. The vehicle is behind the elephant from us, but we are fine where we are. So if picture can work from here, this really is the best spot for us to sit now. I'll explain it just now again.
Yeah, you do what you have to do. We're with you.
Copy. Oh, look at the little one, Herman. The tiny one there. It's nice and slow. Maybe stand up. Signal. Guys, we've got so many things to consider. We've got a herd of elephants just here. We are 100% fine though, I promise you. This is beautiful. We've got a herd of elephants. We've got an airplane going by. Just an airplane, guys. Sorry about the noise. Not our doing. Got a tiny little calf there with the herd.
Come right again.
Alright. Got the signal playing around with us a bit as well, but it's very important that you can hear me. And I can tell you these elephants are relaxed. Look at the one on the left, the one in the broken tusk I mentioned earlier. Busy playing with that root. at another elephant moving off. You can't see it, it's behind the bush, busy feeding there. And they're still aware of us. But they're now realizing we're not here to mess with them. We're not privating them. We've given them their space. Where we are at the moment, we're on top of a nice big pond here. We've got a perfect place behind us if we need to escape, for use of a better word. Always have an escape route ready. Herman also, I told you just now, but just to make sure you're here. You can go towards, you see those, some bushes there? See, it's like a little dip. Just go in there, behind those trees if need be, but it won't be necessary. These ellies are busy relaxing, look at that. Playing with the tree trunk, pretending to do something. I'm expecting they'll move upwards just now. I remember from being with this herd before that the female with the collar tends to be a little bit more nervous. She's the one that came through earlier. And again, it's very important to realize we've had a brilliant interaction with them. Had an amazing experience, I have to say. It was
So that was quite exciting experience. I hope, I'm sure the people that watch it from home got quite anxious. I can promise you it wasn't as intense as it seemed on that video, and I would have been able to show it to you guys if I was a bit more experienced and realized to press the record button even when everything else is a bit out of control. You guys might ask why we're not doing bushwalks anymore. As you can see, the picture broke up quite a bit, and it was actually just not practical. We tried to do it after our game drives in the morning, and then at that time of day the animals weren't around anymore, and the kit was very, very expensive. We just borrowed it for a while, and that's actually the kit I was having on my back was actually kit that's used at sports events, just for camera people to move up and down the sidelines. So it is definitely not made for the kind of terrain we work in. I want to go just quickly end off with a few more comments of unforgettable moments, and I think Bobby Hampton said it very nicely. He said, "Unforgettably sad when Peter got the radio message and told us that Wonky had died. Unforgettably happy when Rexon found Karula's second set of cubs for the first time and named them Induna and Mishu. Induna, of course, meaning chief, normally the chief of a village, and Mishu, which is dawn, which was the time that they found the two cubs, Karula's two cubs, for the first time. Unforgettably scary, the first wee walk when the elephants charged you and Peter, and that is what you guys just saw. I promise you, at that time I definitely wasn't scared. I had enough adrenaline running through my veins that I was feeling alive, actually. And Barbara was also just saying, for me, when Safari caught her prey live on camera, one of the first live kills, if you want to call it that, we saw was Safari, the mother of Karula, when she killed, I think it was a duiker, live on camera. And I think that was the first live, it was definitely the first live kill we were able to share with all of you. And hopefully in the future there will be many more. And I don't mean to say that this in a bad way. It's always sad when prey species has to die, but this of course is nature, and all animals need to eat. I want to thank all of you very, very much for joining us around the fire, joining me around the fire, and please join us again tomorrow morning at 6:30 Central African time, and we'll be going out on our AM safari. Hopefully we'll be able to spend some time with some of the beautiful mammals, and hopefully some of the cats, maybe Karula, Mishu and Induna. We don't know how long the boys will still be around, but we will be sure to bring every moment we possibly can while they are still here live to all of you. Good night.